Okay, we're back from the school fiasco and we're going to install the zipper gusset. So on one side, you're going to clip your zipper gusset and we're going to sew. I sewed a 1/4 of an inch seam here, and now we're going to attach the lining. So your girl here drew the middle of the line directly on the right side of the fabric. So it's going to have a nice red line. It's cool. Nothing to fret. We got this. Center, we're going to find the center. Ooh, all phones are like firing off. Find the center. And then we're going to clip. Like I said, it's a weird piece. It will fit. Take your time, clip. If you're using cotton, you can use pens. My favorite pens I've used are the ones you can sew over. They're called the magic pens. The only issue I have with them is I feel like they go, like, I don't want to say go bad, but kind of go bad. So we're going to clip. Use as many clips as you need. And make sure your little arms are going outwards and they're not the other way. I'm gonna clip this. Use as many. I use a lot on zippers because I don't want anything to shift. And we're going to sew this one at 3/8 of an inch. And remember, we have the zipper head, so be cognizant of that. Make sure you have your needle down if you're going to move it. If you can get away with a narrow foot, go for it. Whatever can make it easier for you. We all know how our machines like to act. So again, 3/8 of an inch. Raw edge to raw edge. I like to back stitch 1 or 2 stitches in the beginning just to lock it in. And after this step, this is where the options come in. One of my favorite things about this pattern is the consistent options. Like you could put, binding or birthing. You can optionally put the feet. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's just good to have because if you set the bag down and let's say it's like a wet puddle, it has it rising up. Puppy fiasco. He's like on cue. If you want to have a key, like a key ring holder, which I did wind up finding because I couldn't find it during the video, and I'm going to show you how I installed it. It's really simple. It's really it's a nice little basic technique that you can use to clip your keys on, and it could be a total lifesaver with a bag this big. I know, Papa. Okay. Trimming threads. Trim threads down here. All right, so we're going to push the lining towards the back. So what I usually do is I pull the lining taut and bring it over to the front. Because you don't want something, accidental lining that's like kind of bulges out and it can get caught in the zipper panel when you open and close. There's nothing more annoying than a zipper that gets stuck. So, nice and taut. And you can see now how the pattern pieces fit. It's like a nice little puzzle. we're going to go 1/8 of an inch seam allowance to top stitch. It's okay, Pop Pop. It's okay. We're trying something new. Normally, he's in the room with one of the kids, but since they're back to school and he likes to wreak havoc until he sees either me or Kendall, we're deciding just like to leave the doors open so that he can come and go as you please. But all he winds up doing is staying in the sewing room, but he's always trying to get to me. He's a really smart cookie. Okay, top stitch. I adjusted the lighting. My bag did. All right, so this is where everything changes. If you're doing the birthing, you're going to follow the first method on page 11, and it will show you how you can leave openings like the sides open so that way you can construct the lining. And it goes all the way through page 12. We're going to be doing the second method of binding. I cannot stress this enough. Before you start this pattern, whether you do binding or birthing, you got to know your bag's limitations and expectations. Each machine, whether it's a walking foot or domestic, whatever it may be, has its limitations. Like this machine has a very small throat plate. So maneuvering the bag could be really frustrating because it doesn't have a deeper throat than a lot of like quilting machines like the Juki 2200. It has a bigger throat than this, so it makes making bags a little bit easier in my head. So if you're going to do binding, you know that you're not only going to add the layers that you have, but you'll be adding anywhere from 2 or 4 layers for binding. There's a method where you can use elastic, and if you're in the Facebook group for Bag of the Month, you will see Nancy's, and she uses fold over elastic. And there's a method I'm going to be using with actual bias binding I made, and it's going to make 4 extra layers. If you know it's going to be thicker, grab your walking foot already, and let's get it started and do bigger needle. Do whatever you need to do, but know the material you use and know your limitations and expectations. It helps tremendously. Like I see some people think we could probably make this bag in all leather, and I'm not quite there yet, and I'm okay with that. And I know that I will gradually get better. It does take time, and I also know in your machine, leather is really tricky to me. I'm getting there though. So we have this. We're going to be doing part 2. We're going to need to grab our end pieces. Now, really important. The first end piece you need to grab is the one with the magnet, because this is where it's going to clip magnetically. We're going to take this, and I'm going to clip this right sides together. And you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and move the zippers down and have this out of the way. I'm going to clip it to the bag so it's just out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to put this, and I'm going to top stitch. I'm going to base this on at 1/4 of an inch. I had to take off my first one because I completely did not remember that the magnet needs to go down on that side. So I'm going to move this over. I'm moving almost everything off my table because this bag is about to get ginormous, and this table is not very big. Stitching this again down on the other side at 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to trim my tails because I just dragged my thread over to the other side. And then I'm going to grab a one of the lining pieces and I'm going to fold it over. Not fold it over, place it over the right sides touching, and I'm going to sew this at 3/8 of an inch. Make sure you're cognizant of your hardware. Loki, lay down, Puff Puff. You're okay.
I know.
All right, so then we're going to fold this right sides together. Wrong sides together. I'm just going to put some clips because what I'm going to do is, as I top stitch this, I'm going to go around and base 1/8 of an inch so that they're going to be facing together. Facing the correct way. Okay, I'm doing a little bit of clipping with my clips just to make sure everything fits correctly. And you're going to have to maneuver it a little bit, but it's going to be okay. Use every clip in your arsenal if you need it. Okay. So I'm going to top stitch this at 1/8 of an inch, and then I'm just going to go around and baste it so it's all one piece. Okay, so also if you notice that I kept my zipper ends where the end of the zipper tail on there, I don't take them off. So I have had 2 times when I burnt the bag where the zipper ends, like when it's like this pops out and then the zipper's off and I'm trying to figure out how to get it back on. I realized that if I keep tails, zipper tail, like a little bit of zipper tail, I don't have that issue. So I'm just going to baste these 2 layers together. I know I'm doing a lot of awkwardness. You can go from the right hand side. I just sometimes go to the left. I don't know why. I'm just kind of cramming this bag in. Oops, I went off track. Hold on. I'm causing more havoc than I need. Let's see. Hold on. Okay. Just going to again baste this. Okay, and we're going to trim any excess threads. I just realized I totally missed a spot on the top. And the sides, apparently. Hold on. I got this. Okay. I should have did it from exterior out, but it is what it is. I'm going to, again, 1/8 of an inch. I'm just going to go all the way around. basting it, this step, I know it's tedious, but it's completely worth it because you don't want to like bind and you realize you forgot a piece hanging out. I have done that so many times, it's pathetic. Alright, so we're going to grab the other side, which will be a lot more easier as soon as I trim all these threads. Alright. Unclip. Right? It's a very unique shape. So we're going to baste all layers together using 1/4 of an inch. Okay. Clipping. All right. So using 1/4 of an inch, I'm going to baste this together. I'm going to move my instructions before I knock it out. Okay, now I'm going to grab my lining piece, place it on top, right sides of lining touching each other. And we're going to sew this on at 3/8 of an inch. And you can do a couple back stitches over the zipper if you wish. It's not needed, but if you want to, it's perfectly okay. Okay, we're now going to top stitch and then go around this. And I'm just going to clip this in place. I really like how big this bag is. Like, I could see going on a retreat or just a weekend getaway, or if you have someone that is about to have a kid, you can make this a nice little diaper bag, or it could be like a gaming bag. You can make it like gaming themed so that people could put their gaming equipment or a computer bag. It could be a lot of different things. If you know, makeup artists, all of a sudden you can put different pockets and stuff like that so it could hold brushes. It could be a lot of things. All right, so let's top stitch this. Okay, so I'm doing that awkward thing I did where it was like not turning right. I'm going to baste it from this side, 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and just get comfortable with flipping this bag because it's a big bag. But I promise you, when you're done with this, you're gonna be like, I made this. I'm awesome. Actually, I'm gonna start basting over here. I'm gonna go all the way around on the other side, so that way it can capture the two layers together. That's unfortunate. I almost sewed over a clip that broke while I'm pinning. I'm sewing up this side to face the two seams together, the exterior and the interior underneath. Okay. Trim threads. Just going over everything. I'm going to, any foam that's kind of sticking out, I'm going to trim that off. You can do, the pattern does suggest like doing a zigzag stitch if you're using foam. And then I'm just going to do that. Let's see. All right, so it caught everything. Okay, this is a perfect time to check your magnet. It fits. It's gonna look smooth. Finding your centers are extremely important in this. Like, I can't tell you how important it is. I'm going to clip these two sides together and I'm gonna draw a line because there's a lot of thickness. There's a lot of bulk there. Drawing my center here and folding it on itself. And oddly, the weird red marks that I made on my inside of the back, it fits. Alright, so when we do this, we're going to put this together. Okay, first and foremost, we're going to use a lot of clips. If you're going to staple, this is the perfect bag to staple. You just need to take your time. So we're going to flip. Oh, so I can show you because I didn't. So with the key strap, once you have the strap, you can just sew 1/8 of an inch all the way down, and then you can add your swivel clasp and just make like a X spot, like a box X, and then you bar tack it on the top. So that way you have a swivel clasp. All right, let's get this bad boy together. We're going to match centers to centers. I'm just going to triple check my center for Alright, have my centers on that, and here we go. So I personally like to start with clipping on both sides of the seam, both sides of the center with each other. I like to clip all, that just broke in my hand. I like to clip all the the center binding pieces first. Remember also to mark, you have a mark on your bag for where the gusset is supposed to line up to the bag. I know this seems like a lot, but once you get it clipped and pinned, you're going to be in the, it will be easier. It's going to, it looks more difficult than what it is. It can, just take your time. And again, if you've been into stapling, then you're going to be a pro at this. If you're like me and you're like, no, I'm afraid of staples, just keep clipping. It'll be fine. Okay. So now I'm matching the end of the gusset to the mark that's on the main gusset panel. I'm going to do that on the other side. Matching the end of the gusset. Okay. So this is when we start really clipping.
You have no clips?
I think so. I think so. After you clip this areas that all are the pivotal part of this bag, you could just fold. You'll see the ease that comes with it. See, the bag is already starting to form. You know, Tara's kind of brilliant. This is a nice gusset. I would think all pattern designers are, because it's like, it's a very cool skill set to have. Like having a bag in your head and then making the pattern pieces to it just is pretty freaking cool. You see me, I'm just slowly rotating the bag and I'm easing in the gusset. The bottom area is going to be a little bit thicker because there's that fold if you used vinyl or cork like I did, but you can totally do this. Okay. We're just easing everything in and breaking clips apparently on the way. Easing any gappage. Okay. there's a couple things you can do after you clip it. You're going to know some clips are going to go flying. That's just inevitable. So you could staple it, or you can get a huge needle like a doll needle, and you can do like a real quick run stitch and everything's just stay in place.
Or you can have somebody like me on standby to pick up all the clips when they fall.
They're going to fall. They're just, that's part of the nature of this bag game. They're going to fall, but you got this. Once we do this, the binding part's easy because it's all attached. Oh, you know, guys, I love a clean gusset. And this one, minimal ease. It's just fitting like brilliant. Probably gonna need more clips now. Let's see.
Let's look over it.
I need more clips.
Oh, okay.
There's like literally clips everywhere from flying off the table earlier. I have like probably like 1,700. My light blue and orange clips are not the business today. Okay. Let's see. Okay, I think we're almost done clipping. All right.
Good?
Yeah. All right, so here we go. We're going to sew this at the full seam allowance at 3/8 of an inch. Yeah, they're just popping off. This is why we're going to sew this at the full 3/8 of an inch. This is it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm not going to lie, but you can do this. I believe in you. You're going to kind of just like smush your bag. This is why foam is brilliant, because you can smush it. We're going to go like, I'm going to go like exactly 3/8 of an inch. And I am at a 4.5 stitch length. Okay. And again, you're going to be really squishing your bag. I think I might have to staple this. Oh my god, yeah, the clips are popping off. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to bring out the stapler. It is just the squeeze and load one. So you basically staple within your seam allowance. Somehow, some way, I always staple with outside of my allowance. So I usually have, they're just going now. I usually have a pair of pliers by me, and I will pull as I sew. That's the method when I use it. I don't even think you guys, are you able to see how I'm,
Yes,
okay. So I'm stapling where I'm pulling off a clip. stapler I got on Amazon. I will link it. It's like $22, I think. When you're stapling, just make sure the two pieces are like really towards each other. You don't want like to have a small gap and you're like, I didn't catch the lining. Inside the cup, so they're not just all willy-nilly around. Let's see. So try to like staple like around 1/4 of an inch. For my first one, I didn't staple it, but looking at how it's all staying together with the clips, maybe I should have. This area to me, the side part where the placket, the little like you do that little placket is the thickest to me. Thickest part. I need more staples, of course. Like I want staple happy. All right, back at it. Okay.
I think this is the first time I've seen you use a stapler and you're like, yes.
Because it's the shape of this bag. It's the shape of this bag. I'm actually thinking that too. I'm like, Carrie, you got me to actually use a stapler.
And you seem to like it right now.
I mean, I know I'm not going to like it when I have to remove the staples because I'm lazy like that. I'm not going to lie. But look at it's like holding up no clips. Like that's pretty smart until like I'm pulling out each staple, which is probably like 100 at this point. Okay, so the last time I did use a stapler, like I had a technique like I would sew and pull out at the same time. I had like a little metal bowl, and I think I might do the same thing. Or then I had a nest of staples in my lap. I mean, the positive about a staple is that nothing's going to shift when you're sewing. So, I mean, that on its own is cool. Now, the negative about it is that you're puncturing holes into your fabric. So I'm not too sure how it would work with like vinyl or leather. Because, like I said, one of the main things I absolutely adore about cork is that it's super forgiving. Get that removed. And stay hydrated because you're about to get a workout on. Either this one. Let's see. Oh, I'm getting pliers.
Oh, okay.
So that way I can remove the staples as I sew. Alright, so let's do this bad boy again. We're going to squish this bag down. We're going to get to 3/8 of an inch. We're going to grab our tails, back stitch at the beginning and end, and hopefully my method of pulling out staples as I go you can see my eye doctor like, where's your goggles? Where's... Okay, so for this bag, I am totally team staples. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna be like, yeah, team staple it. At corners, take your time and just like adjust the fabric. And if you have wrinkles, have it above the stitch line versus below. Because below, we're gonna see the wrinkles on the outside. When you stop, make sure your needle's down. And whatever you do, do not, I repeat, do not sew over a staple. Thank goodness I got light colors because I can see the staples a little bit better. Okay, I vote for having staples like in a different color than gray or silver because it's a neutral color and I feel like it's easy to sew over. I'm sorry, I know this is a long process, but this is the part of sewing that you got to get used to, is like the parts that take a long time because this is how you make a bag. Hopefully, maybe we can do some like editing where this time loop goes by faster. I can't promise you that though.
Can't promise that.
I have to ask Hope. Hope will probably know. She'll be like, yeah, you need to do this, blah, 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 blah. Computer talk, computer technology talk. I'm trying to remove this staple so I don't staple on it. and that's why staple came off, and my thread is all shreddy. Okay. I'm gonna pop some clips in the area where the staples popped off, because it's like a flat surface. So
oh, the staples came off?
Yeah, and they're cutting up my hand, man. I'm gonna have a whole bunch of scratches on my hand. It's a risk with the staples, but still, look at how still it was on a curve. So can't be completely upset about that. I'm gonna have to sweep majorly, because I'll be like, oh my god, my feet and my ankles. All right, so put a couple clips in that. And again, since we're basing this, we're sewing it down, it's okay to stop and start. Like, even if you're like, okay, I'm done for tonight, this bag is killing me, just stop and start. You're going to be fine. The bag won't go anywhere, and it'll keep its shape because of the foam. All right, so I'm going to start over here again. I need you not to mess up. That would be awesome. Apparently, every time I go to my machine, it also is like de-threading. I have staples coming out of everywhere now. All right. And I'm using a stiletto on areas where I don't want my finger to go, because I don't want it to get squish. We're getting closer to where the staples are, and I'm going to maneuver the bag as I go. Again, smushing down the bag, repositioning the bag as I go. Trying to remove old staples as I go. I'm going to open up the zipper pockets a little bit so I can position my hand inside the bag, which will help maneuver. Pushing it down. This bag is not for the faint of heart, but I'm telling you, when we're done, we're going to be like, yes, we made it. It's like, I don't know, making your own luggage is pretty freaking cool. Take your time with the curves. Again, rotating the bag, I'm squishing it. We're almost done. We just have to get over this, and we're going to go up. Up and across. The staples that are in the seam allowance that I can't find with this hunter green or army green, I'm going to pull out when we're about to get ready to bind it. Take your time. Remember, just squish down that back. It's going to pop back up.
Getting the workout on over there.
Pretty much. Your arms are going to be so yoked after this. Be like, what did you do for your workout? I make bags. You have no idea. Okay, we're almost at the finish line. I'm telling you, that's the toughest part. Binding this is easy because it's together by that point. It's wrangling it a little bit, but God, can you imagine if a dentist missed this many times trying to pull out a... I'm almost got it. Just stay there. Oh, God, I'm bleeding. It's okay. Suction. Yeah, look, I feel the same way, man. And it looks like I completely missed one whole spot. I know. Okay, I can. This is if you miss a spot. This is when you want to find all the areas that. Okay. Oh no, I didn't get. I know, Pop Pop. I know. You're such a big boy. I'm actually going to staple because it's a round part. I know. You're like, Shinobu, we just did the staples. I promise you. It's going to be worth it, okay? I know it doesn't feel like it, but it is. Alright. I was trying to, like, have Loki be, like, my, sew puppy. But as you can hear in the background, he talks a lot. Like, a lot. I know. Okay, I'm sorry. It's not funny. I know. Weird thing, when I'm sewing during the day, He just comes down here and he's like quiet. He falls asleep. He's good. Don't sew over the staples. I forgot this side too did not get stitched up. I wonder if that's the side that all the staples popped out of. As you can see, mistakes happen. Knowing how to fix them is like really pivotal. Like, it's super important. I know, Papa. Let me get this side. Okay. All right, so I'm going to remove all the staples and I'll be right back. Does he have to go outside maybe? Did you turn it off? You turn it off? Huh? I'm gonna remove the staples and be right back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when you're binding, you're gonna maneuver this bag. It is a huge bag. So you're gonna be shifting it, moving it. Just bear with it. We're all going through it. Binding can be a struggle for some. It is for me sometimes. The reason why I like the method is it gives the bag bones. And I like the finish on the inside. So I'm willing to go through this pulling and moving over and over again. Patience really is a virtue here, and being not afraid of squishing down your bag. I know it sounds weird because it's like, okay, I just ironed everything. It is weird. But again, it's just personal preference and choice is 100%. Sometimes I like to bind, sometimes I like to do the birthing method. It all depends on the bag. This is almost like binding a quilt. So you take your time, baste it one day and do the top part of the binding the next, and then finish the binding on your third day. It doesn't have to be completed in one day. There's not a race. And remember to just breathe. It's going to get frustrated. I get frustrated. I think the whole world gets frustrated at one point, and sometimes it's better for you just to walk away or snip threads or sing a song, do something to help you get your mind off of the bag. The bag is partially open, so I am putting my hand inside the bag so that way I can help maneuver where the binding is going to go and help with any crinkles so it doesn't like sew on top of each other. There's like a don't sew your finger. Again, you can get the fold over pre-bought one and you would just open it up and sew 1/4 of an inch down. I like to make my binding. One, because I can pick the color. Two, I can make the binding extremely long and at one strip. I'm gonna have like massive muscles after this. Okay, you're like, I can't sew for a day. My fingers are cramped. It's okay, ma'am. It'll be fine. Because I'm gonna feel like victorious when I'm done with it. Like, I did this. Look at this. I accidentally caught the top. I'm just going to snip it. Okay. That happens sometimes. You just have to go over that section again and just release that thread on the top part. Alright. Going to do that top part. I'm going to go back stitch over and around and not let the top part get caught like it did. It happens to me a lot. Okay. I'm going to maneuver the back so the bulk is on the other side as I round this corner. Okay. I'm squishing down my bag. And then I'm going to butt these two pieces together so I could look like I have an endless seam. I'm going to open this up and I'm going to just take this, snip it too, just butt it up right next to each other. Okay, so right now I'm going to flip this around. I'm just going to reduce any extra bulk that I see so that way it can go over smoothly. The edges are usually the ones that have over. So let me trim down. Just a little bit of excess. Do not cut into the zipper tape. Take your time, especially over like a really bulky seam. Just take your time. I'm gonna clip the binding over the edges that are ready to go. Oops, that would have sucked. I'm going to be like a nest full of threads and fabrics. Okay. I'm really trimming it down to that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance, not going over the stitches we just created. And this will be when we get all the strings you possibly can, because this will be our final stitch going around. And then we're going to put the handles on, and we're going to see, but first we're going to turn the bag, and then we'll see the glorious handles. We'll be like, this is ours. I made this. I'm magic. Getting that 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Take your time. I should have cut the 1/4 before, but I always like to do it like after I do the first part of the binding. I don't know why. Pair of sharp scissors are so important. We're almost done with the trimming. Take your time, don't hurt yourself. I'm super accident prone. If you watched any of my videos, I'm pretty sure you've seen an accident somewhere in it. So just, if you're like me, take your time. Let's see, and we're almost done. Let's see, a little bit more. It has like certain areas have way more bulk than others. Like the sides pieces they're more bulkier than of course the top. Alright, this will fit. Don't do think I got it all. And then we're going to start sewing. All right, so now we're encasing the binding. Remember, it's a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Right now, what I love to use when I'm doing binding is a stiletto. I feel like it's a game changer for binding because it's a finger in a place that you can't be, but it's pivotal. Do a few back stitch. Squish your bag again. It'll be okay. Unless you're me and you don't sew in your seam allowance. Thread wants to act up. Ugh. What is going on with you today, machine? Let's get it together. It's okay. Just more threads to cut before we turn. It's perfectly cool. Let's squish down this bag and let's get it done. Hopefully there'll be no more errors. And I'm squishing the bag and positioning it into different ways. You're gonna have to position your bag all funky. It's gonna be okay. I'm sorry if this blocks the camera view. It's a really big bag. Let me squish down this. Let's see. The machine is like not being one with me today. It's okay though, because we could still try and it's going to be okay. Everybody makes mistakes. It's a part of it. And you can correct it. just fine. Sorry, I was snipping. This would be a nice time to listen to Audible, podcasts, music. What do you listen to when you're sewing? Like something that you know is going to take a lot of your time, like binding. What do you listen to? I'm a Audible lover. Right now they have like a wicked sale, like all the books are like 85% off. That is, I'm filming this right now in September, so by the time you watch this, the sale will be over. But I'm like all about that. I can't watch TV and sew. I will sew my finger. I usually can't talk on the phone and sew because I'll sew my finger. So like Audibles is like my lifesaver, and then sometimes I'll listen to like a playlist or something of music. But I honestly don't even recommend that for me because I'll be like dancing in my chair. Next thing I know, I sewed my finger. So Audible, I usually get books that I've read hardback first and then I buy them. Now I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. So when you read, you have the reason why the book is always better than the movie or the book's always good because it's your imagination. My dog's barking now. It's your imagination, and so it's gonna, of course, it's gonna be great. So what I like to do is I like to listen to books because I like to hear how other people describe them or like use names that I may have mispronounced. I know that sounds weird, but I only can speak my truth. That's why I listen to books that I've already read. Right now I'm repeating for like the 100th time The Name of the Wind. I love that book. It's one of my favorites. I hate saying that because all books are my favorites. It's like choosing your favorite star. They're all amazing. I love that. I love high fantasy. I know a lot of people will recommend Brian Sanders to me. I've read The Will of... no, the one with the light sword. I read a couple of his books. He is a very good writer. So I listen to, that's one of my favorite ones to listen to. And then I have a love for rom-com books. I don't know why, but I do, especially in the summer. This summer I read Beach Read, and oh my god, it is hilarious, sad, romantic, real. I like that one a lot. So I like to, as much as I like high fantasy or women's fiction, I absolutely love rom-coms. Like after I go through like a hard read, like The Burial Rites, I always do something lighthearted and funny that I can just like be aww to, because you know, a hard long read that makes you think about life decisions, you need something that can be a little lighthearted and fun. Let me trim these threads. Oh my god, the nest in my pants. I'm like, that's amazing. So yeah, I'm into that. I'm a Nora Roberts fan. I'm sorry. I know some people are gonna be like, no, I just think she's amazing. The crazy thing is she lives out here in Maryland, and she's had so many book signings, and I have yet to get a book from her, and I'm just like, I really need to. She's been doing a lot of high fantasy lately. Like she'll do one regular book, and then she'll do something like, she's really known for trilogies, like a 3-part trilogy, and it's I like anything with magic. I know Interview with the Vampires coming out on AMC. I kind of want to see that because I love the book series. I did watch the movie when I was younger, and it was okay. Like, it's amazing. They had so many amazing actors, and it's not, oh my god, I must read this book, watch it. It's just not that one for me. So I'm curious to see how they do the TV series. Because AMC is not bad. Because I used to watch The Walking Dead. The storylines are solid. Whoever the writers in AMC's they do a good job. I mean, I think it's gonna be on AMC and FX. Sorry. So I love watching when books come to TV shows like the Discovery of Witches. Oh my god, I'm a huge fan of Deborah Harkness. She's really ill right now. But her writing, I love it so much. And then when they came out with the TV series, I was like, oh, sucky, sucky. I watched that series like 3 times already. Because it brings the characters to life. I actually thought they made the perfect, in my imagination, main characters. I did not like some of the characters, like Philippe. Like the way they talk about him in the second book, he's larger than life, and then all of a sudden he's like wonk wonk in the TV series. All right, so we trimmed all the threads, and now we're going to turn this bag after I trim the last of this thread. Okay, we're going to turn this bag, and it's going to be easy and hardish. Take a corner, and just pull it out. You take a corner from the outside and pull it out, and then kind of just punch down the rest. And then we're going to see our rewards come to life. When you make this for someone, they're going to know that they're truly loved, because you put your blood, maybe sweat, and some tears in it. Few cuss words. Few promises you're never going to sew again. It's all normal, all natural. Poking out your corners. Okay. And then give this a nice press with your hands, roll the seams. If you have binder clips, you can put them on with a piece of paper. Oh my god, this is a cool ass bag. I'm sorry to use profanity. I did not mean that. It's pretty cool. Okay, let me trim this thread. This is a cool bag. Tara made a beautiful pattern. Look how cool this is. You just made luggage with me. This is why I like binding, because like the structure on this is just outrageous. Okay, so what we're going to do to wrap this up, we're going to get handles. And on one side I mark 1.5 inches up. I'm going to clip it, and I'm going to do it in the front too. I'm going to show you. Mark 1.5 inches on chalk with the other side. I'm going to put a clip because we're about to get squishy and stitch the line. You also can rivet it if you wish. Either way, whatever's easier for you to maneuver, go for it. Okay, so we have this amazing bag, and we're going to just stitch a row of stitching on the very, very top. This is where your bobbin thread comes in pretty handy, because making sure it matches the color, because I'm going to stitch from that out, inside out, so that way I'm not okay. And let me bring my threads over, make sure I'm at that 1.5 seam allowance, and I'm going to back stitch a few stitches and go. Okay, and then going to grab my scissors and trim threads. I might add rivets to this later. I don't know. I like sometimes when the handle doesn't have it. I know that sounds weird because we're like rivet people in the bag community, but sometimes it just looks really cool with stitching. All right, so we smushed that side down, and we're going to do this side now. You could do both. You could do a row to stitching and then just put some rivets. It's not going to hurt it. It's just making it more secure, giving it a nice decorative stitch. And then I'm going to bring my thread over to the next one. Okay, I'm going to pull that thread, snip it. This is pretty cool. All right. Moving all the thread, snapping the magnet in place, rolling this with my fingers, and we have a Michael. This bag is amazing. You have a trolley sleeve in the back. You have 2 slip pockets on the sides. You have a nice pocket where you can put your cell phone. That is a, ooh, I have more. I'm sorry. You know how you trim threads as you're looking at the bag? That's me. Then you have a nice slip pocket where you can put your cell phone that has a turn lock. When you get them to the side, you have a magnetic snap. You have 2 zippers that open up very nice and wide, so you're able to get all your materials. You have I put a ring, this is optional, you don't have to do it, a keychain holder, there's a zipper pocket, 2 slip pockets, and then 2 cargo pockets on the side. This is a beautiful bag. So, we did a journey. We made the mother load of bags. You made it with me. There are going to be bumps and bruises, but it's going to make you appreciate the bag even more. Like my grandmother used to say, nothing good comes easy. So bear with it. Take your time. Stop the video. Come back. Do what you got to do to make your bag. And I can't wait to see it. I'm going to put information, if you're a part of the Bag of the Month community in Facebook, you can post your bag. We all want to see it. That's a very, very welcoming community. I'm going to put Tara's information, Bag of the Month, and I think I said, what did I say earlier? I was going to put in Oh, yeah, I forgot already. Seriously, Dojo. I got my cork from MM Cork. I will put that information. My hardware is from Emmaline Bag. And that's it. This beautiful bag is donezo. And I'm just rolling this out. If you've seen something in the video that you would like to know that I did not list, just ask in the comments. I'll be more than willing to answer any questions that you have. So, comment, like, subscribe, share if you think it's worthy. Join the Bag of the Month. We would appreciate it. And I can't wait to sew with you again. Till the next time I see you. Happy sewing. Bye.